Hello, I'm EG, and this is Crocheting with EG. And in this video, it's going to be a total mess. I mean, it already is a mess. It looks like when I did my video where I showed everything I crocheted in my first year and I had all of my makes everywhere. It kind of looks like that. But this is going to be like a fun video where I show everything that I got for everybody for Christmas. And because as I'm filming this, it's not even Christmas yet. And what I was going to do is I was going to wrap all this on camera. But I thought, God, my videos are chaotic enough. But like, I'm just thinking about all the videos I've done where I'm opening up bags and all the bag noise and stuff, and like, can you imagine me all the wrapping paper noise, wrapping all these gifts and stuff, and it would be a total mess. But whatever. So I thought I'd do like a fun video. There are a couple things that I'm making in the process of making, and I'll put insert shots as I'm talking about it of like the final thing. Hopefully I've finished all this stuff. I'm always putting too much on my plate at plates. There's plates here. Like, it's weird. My house, speaking of gifts, I'll give you a little preview of what's to come. I realized that I think I have more decorative plates in my house and like all my collections and stuff than actual plates that I eat off of. It's getting ridiculous how many like plates I have, and it's not even plates you eat off of. But because there's a couple plates in here that I got for gifts. But anyway, so I just thought I'd film a video, and so there are a couple makes in here, and I want to show my mom's blanket that she made for my brother. And so now I could talk about it, because by the time this video comes out, he's already gotten it. Because by the time this video comes out, it's going to be way after Christmas. God, you're probably watching this and you're probably thinking, God, it's February. Like, I just got back from my date. Oh, no, you wouldn't be watching my video on Valentine's Day, but you're probably thinking, oh, it's Valentine's Day. What the hell are you talking about Christmas for? Or like, what the hell? I just got back from my St. Patrick's Day party and you're talking about Christmas? How long was I out for? What the hell is in that green shit? No, but that's how far ahead I am in filming. So by the time this comes out, I realize it's probably going to be way after Christmas. But, there are a couple makes in here and everything. But the main thing isn't even something that I made. But the big thing that she made is she made my brother a blanket. And because she's made me some blankets, and she made practically everybody in the family a blanket. But the last blanket that she made my brother, he was like, really young. And so she wanted to make him like a proper blanket that would be big enough for him now that he's older. And so she made him this really nice throw blanket. And now that I can finally talk about it, that's the reason why I bought so much of that Red Heart Super Saver, the forest yarn that I've talked about in previous videos, where for some reason on Amazon I noticed that the forest yarn, the Red Heart Super Saver yarn, you could buy it in 3 packs, and the 3 packs were getting reduced down to like $3 and something for 3 skeins of that yarn. I mean, it was better than like Hobby Lobby clearance prices. And so I bought a whole bunch of it. Like every single time it dropped down to that really low amount, I would buy. There was a limit of 4, and so it's 4, and then the 3 packs. So there was a limit of 12 skeins you could get at that discount price. It dropped down like, I need to check on like camel.com or whatever to see exactly how many times it did that. But it dropped down to like $3.14 or whatever the hell it was. It was just a crazy deal, and so I took advantage of it every single time I saw it. But now I've amassed a bunch of that forest yarn, but the reason why I bought it, like, it's not really my color. Like I said, I love like blacks and grays and stuff, and then I love really vibrant colors. But the forest colorway isn't really like my style or whatever. But the reason why I bought so much of it is because I know that my mom wanted to. She hadn't crocheted in a year. I mean, she crocheted a couple things over the years, but for the most part, she used to crochet a whole lot, and then she kind of stopped. And then me picking it up, it kind of reinvigorated her, wanting to crochet. And so, and she always wanted to make my brother a blanket since he grew up, because the only one he had was that smaller one. And so the blanket that she always wanted to make him was like a camouflage blanket. Years ago, she started one with the camouflage colorway. But it was so long ago that she didn't have any concept of like, oh, I can just buy some online or whatever. So she would go into, Walmart or wherever and get the yarn. And if they didn't have any and they kept not getting it in, then, she didn't have any idea of where to get it or whatever. And so she started to make one, just like a little bit of a blanket with like an actual camouflage. I think it's Red Heart Super Saver camouflage. I don't know the exact colorway name. But she actually started one, but they just ran out, or they never got that colorway in again at our Walmart. And so she never made him or finished the blanket. And so, but she always wanted to make him a camouflage blanket, because he's like a rogue dude, or like whatever. He loves like camouflage stuff, and he's like the typical guy. And so she wanted to give him like a camouflage blanket, but they just didn't have the colorway. So I saw that forest yarn and I thought it's kind of camouflage colors. And so I thought at this discount price, just in case my mom picks up crochet, since me like picking it up kind of reinvigorated her love of crochet and stuff and wanting to crochet, I thought what I'll do is I'll take advantage of this deal and get as much of that as I can, just in case she wants to pick up crochet again and make my brother a blanket. And so I got all this yarn or whatever, and then it like reinvigorated her to crochet again, and so she made him a blanket. And so that's like the thing that I've been sort of teasing, you know, through these videos or whatever, because I didn't want to say it until the blanket was done, and then it's going to be given to my brother. I would show it now, or I'll probably put in insert shots, because my mom took it with her today to show one of her friends you know, how pretty it is, and so I'll put in insert shots, and the insert shots I'll do tomorrow, because, you know, tomorrow's going to be the last day before we have all the presents wrapped and stuff for Christmas. So I'll put in insert shots or whatever. And so it's gorgeous. It's like, it's made from that forest yarn or whatever. It has all the camouflage colors and stuff, and I actually had to get into one of the closets behind here. I had to like, take some of my shelves like from up here. I had to take some off just to get into some of these closets, because some of my mom's old crochet stuff is in there, and she has these had these patches made that she would used to put on some of the stuff that she would make, and it had like her name on it. And so I had to get one of those patches or whatever so that it can be sewed onto his blanket or whatever. And so that was the whole thing, like getting in there. But I did find some of my mom's old yarn. I'll show that in another video sometime. But I actually got, you know, so those patches out so that you know, she could put on the blanket or whatever, and it turned out really nice. And she added a border around it and stuff. It's kind of like a shell sort of thing. She just kind of made it up as she went or whatever. But she's just really happy with it. I'm really happy. It's so beautiful. It's just like a really pretty camouflage blanket, or I mean a really masculine camouflage blanket. No, it's a really gorgeous blanket. I mean, it really is. And so but that was like the main crochet gift this year. I'm doing a couple random things, but like my mom made that blanket for my brother, and I have so much of that forest yarn left. Not just because I was buying it every single time it was on sale, but also I sort of overestimated how big the blanket was going to be, as if it needed to be big enough to, like, you know, cover a king-size bed or whatever. Like, he doesn't even have a king-size bed at his house. I mean, it was just going to be massive. And so when it got to the point where, you know, Christmas was coming and the blanket wasn't done yet, we laid it out on the bed in my niece's playroom, which is a queen size, the same size as my brother and sister-in-law's. And what we did was we flipped it, you know, this way, so like the top was, you know, laying, you know, long ways, and it was like the perfect size for like a throw blanket, and so she had to like just crochet some more on that, but it took away some of her like worry about what if I don't get it done by Christmas or whatever. It was my own fault for like overestimating just how big it needed to be. I mean, it really didn't need to be that huge, and so it's just like a perfect, you know, throw blanket size. And she's just really happy with it. It's just gorgeous. And I'm so glad that, like, she picked up crochet again just because of, like, all this yarn and crochet and all this stuff, you know, that I'm doing. Because she just always loved crochet, and she's always been really talented at it. And so hopefully, you know, you saw the insert shot of, like, how beautiful that blanket is. But anyway, so that's, like, the main gift to my brother from, you know, from my mom, but, like, us. And so what I'll do is I'll go through, like, all these, like, random things. Like, the stuff that I got from my niece, and the stuff that we got for my brother and sister-in-law, and like even some other people, and like the stuff that the stuff for my mom, and the stuff for me too. Even though like I already know what it is, because like, you know, my mom, she doesn't know anything about the internet and like going on the internet and buying stuff or whatever. So I sort of had to buy my own gifts. But the thing is, the surprise is she doesn't know that I bought this stuff for us, and so like of course, you know, she's going to be surprised by her gifts, but she's going to be surprised that I got gifts too. She usually just gives me money so that I can, you know, buy something for myself. But like she has no idea that I've already bought something for myself to like have actual gifts to open. Of course, I know what they're going to be, but the surprise is like I'm probably going to be like joking and saying, "Oh my God, I haven't seen this before." Like it's going to be like ridiculous, but she's going to be surprised that I actually bought myself gifts and stuff too, and they're really nice things what I bought. But anyway, let me just get to like some of the stuff that I've done and made or whatever. And this. I could probably show this since my camera is really crappy anyway. I almost said the S word. I don't know why I'm like getting ready to cuss. I could probably show this because my camera is so crappy that you can't even really see the pictures. But my sister-in-law is into puzzles. She loves like puzzles and stuff. And I found this puzzle fabric that I'm gonna use for something else too. A few months ago, my mom and I were in Goodwill, and there was this really nice table. And when we found out that my sister-in-law is like into puzzles and stuff, I saw that table and I thought, that would be like the perfect kind of puzzle table, but the top was kind of messed up or whatever. And so I thought like to make it extra special, I knew that there was a fabric in Hobby Lobby that has puzzles on it. It has like puzzle pieces on it. It's this fabric right here. It's really pretty. So when I saw that table, I thought maybe I can get some of this and like recover the top. Of course, once I covered it in this, I was looking at it, I was thinking, oh crap, because like it's gorgeous as like for a puzzle table, but at the same time, it's kind of stupid that I put this on the top of a puzzle table, because it's gonna make the pieces of the puzzle look even harder to see and piece together. I mean, like you want like a blank surface when you're doing a puzzle, not one that looks like this is as busy as this is, even though it's really pretty. And so what I did was I had this like big bolt of like literally a bolt of this like red felt that I bought at a yard sale years ago, and I cut a piece that like fit like on top of the table, and it's the kind of felt that like when you put it on the table it doesn't move. And like these gloves, the gloves on you. Oh, the whole gloves thing. My hands are all getting all dried and cracked or whatever, just because of the weather and my OCD washing my hands so much. I look the TV reference in my head is I look like Dot from Mad TV. You know Stephanie Weir's character when she really loves gloves and gum. No, it's just like these fingerless gloves that cover up my ugly hands. No, but I cut a piece of that red felt and put it on top of the table, and it didn't move. So it covers most of it, and so you can see like on the very edge the pattern on that table or whatever. But it has like a plain surface on top, so she could do the puzzles. And also the felt is like kind of perfect for a puzzle table, because the puzzle pieces, they don't really move very easily when it's on that felt. But anyway, so she loves puzzles and stuff. So I thought a really perfect gift for my sister-in-law would be to take some pictures, because I know that you can have puzzles made. And so I took some pictures. Like most of them are like her and my brother. There's a couple like family pictures of us, and a lot with my niece in it and everything. And I could show this because this camera is so crappy, you're not going to be able to notice anything. But whatever. And so it's like this collage of all these pictures or whatever. And and I got it, made it Shutterfly, and it was 1,014 pieces. It was like their 1,000-piece puzzle is 1,014, and I mean it is so cool. I mean she's just gonna flip. I mean it's really cool. And so when I was going through the pieces, because there were a couple that were kind of stuck together, and I had to like get them apart. I wanted to check them to make sure they were all right. I did notice that I did pull these out just to show the camera. But see, this is a picture. You can see my face, or a part of my face. These two pieces together. That's me. That was one of our family pictures that we took at Christmas. You can see my face there. Let me put the pieces back in. And these two, you can see me. That was when I used to buzz my head. That was at the wedding of my brother and sister-in-law. And then this one, you can see my face there. That was in one of our family Christmas pictures. But it's really cool to see all the little faces on some of these pieces. But she's just gonna freak. And the puzzle is gonna be, I think it's 30 inches by 20 inches. And I didn't really have any concept of like how big that was, because I wanted to see like I went into Hobby Lobby. On one of the many trips I went into Hobby Lobby, I went over there to their frames, and I didn't buy a frame because it was like $40. But it was ridiculous. But it is like a huge frame. So I wanted to see a frame of like 30 inches by 20 inches or whatever it is, just to have like a visual idea of how big this puzzle is going to be. And it's just going to be huge. Like I'm already worried about like, what if this is too big for that table that we bought her. Luckily she has this like big island in their kitchen or whatever. I guess she'll just have to do on the island, because it's a huge puzzle. But that's going to be like her main gift. So my mom made my brother his blanket, and then I put this together for my sister-in-law as like the big gift for her, because she just loves puzzles. And so that's going to be for her. There are some extra gifts for them and all this stuff, and I'll get to it once I get through all this. The woman that gave my mom and I that little pumpkin that is made out of stained glass, my mom wanted to give her a special gift, and so she found this box. This was at Marshall's, and it's a really pretty box. But my overly creative mind was thinking, I come up with all kinds of really creative ideas to the point of it being ridiculous. I'm not saying, oh, I'm like really creative. No, I'm talking about it's utterly ridiculous. Like I look at this box and I think of like all these like magical stories to apply to it. And so I even told my mom, like, you don't have to like tell her this. You don't have to give her this in the way that I'm thinking of. You can just give it to her as a box like here. But no, I'm like, I sort of went overboard and created this really kind of unique story, but I don't know if she's actually gonna tell her friend that or not. I mean it's utterly ridiculous, but I'm just a ridiculously creative person. So what I thought was it would be kind of cool to give her this and like sort of apply some kind of, because she has two young kids, and so and I come up with all kinds of creative things to do with my niece, and I was thinking this would be kind of cool, and her kids are younger than my niece is, and so I just feel like this would be like a really cool opportunity to do something kind of magical, like this magical story, and so I thought. There's 3 drawers, and so I thought what would be kind of cool is to like give her this as like a family dream box, and so like the little kids can write down their dreams for the future, whatever, and like put it in the little drawer, and then this one would be for like the grown-up dreams, and this one would be for like their family as a whole, like the all of their dreams, where they would go. And then the idea being that like you write down your dreams and you put it in this box or whatever, and it helps the dreams come true or whatever. And so I always think of like excessively ridiculously creative stuff. And so yeah, it's a pretty box, and my mom could just give it to her and not even tell her all this stuff, but I had to go overboard like I do with every freaking thing. But anyway, so I made, I still need to steam these and weave in the ends and stuff, but I made these little panels to go on the inside of the drawer. The drawers don't come out completely. It's like they're stuck in there, which is good, so they don't come out. But I thought it would be kind of cool to make these little panels to go on the bottom of the drawer, just so for kids think, oh, this is like some magic dream box or whatever, and they open it up and they see, oh, it's like glittery, sparkly. It kind of looks a little magical, and the yarn I use, I just like grabbed one off my shelf. I thought maybe this one, and it's like the perfect yarn. It's I love this yarn in the colorway Birchwood Cottage. I mean, it just matches this box perfectly. I mean, it's really cool. And then I incorporated some of the gold metallic strand in it, and just to make it extra sparkly and more magical. And so I made little panels to go on the bottom of all the drawers and stuff. Hopefully, I'll insert shots of like it all finished and all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna find some really nice paper. I do have a blank journal upstairs that has really nice quality paper, and I'm gonna take little pieces and have the pieces ready, and I'm gonna write up the whole story about it being a dream box and stuff, so that if my mom wants to give it to her in that ridiculously creative way, she can, and then it could be like this fun thing, not just for that woman, but also for her kids to think, oh, this is like a dream box, and they can write down their dreams, put all their dreams in it and stuff, and feel like they're gonna come true. And so you see what I'm saying? I'm just ridiculous. But I mean, it's a beautiful idea and a beautiful box, and even without the ridiculous magical aspect to it that I came up with. But anyway, so that's like another thing that I made. Oh, and then this thing, I hate this, but I mean, I don't hate this. I hate that it didn't work. But this thing that my mom knows this woman, and she loves those Highland cows, those hairy cows, and I think I showed this in a video where I found this, and it had like welcome on it, but like one of the letters was missing, and so that they clearanced it at Hobby Lobby because one of the letters was missing, and then like literally they weren't even on there very well, like to the point where I was going through the line of the store and I was like picking them off. It was like that easy, and I should have known not to get these it would be hard to apply these to this, but it just because it's metal, but it's like this Highland cow thing. And what I was going to do is I got 2 of these Highland cows, and it's like this wooden thing you're supposed to paint, and I was going to put them on either side, and then I got this welcome thing to go in the center so that she can hang it on her door, and I hot glued it last night with a high temperature hot glue, and then I was looking at it this morning. Like, it was on there so well last night. I was literally lifting it with these. I didn't even touch the metal part, and this is heavy. And they were staying on there. And then I picked this up this morning, and they just, like, popped off. I thought, what the hell? And so, I don't know. I'm going to have to figure out a way to, like, maybe hang them off of here or something, because they're not going to stick, even with high-temperature hot glue. So I don't know, but either way, she's gonna love it whether it has this stuff on it or not. But anyway, so that's something that I creatively added to this, but it didn't work. So I don't know. I think that's all the stuff that I'm gonna be making for Christmas. But I may realize that I might miss something. But I don't know. I'll go through this bag. We found these little puzzles at Goodwill. I actually took the time to count all the pieces to make sure that all these were in there. They're supposed to be 150-piece puzzles, but like one of them has 151. But I thought at least one of them doesn't have like 149. But like it's weird that they're all 150 except one is 151. So I don't know. I don't know what the extra piece is for. But whatever. It's these micro puzzles, and so like these little teeny tiny pieces, and it's just like this little fun gift to give my sister-in-law since she loves puzzles. But really neat little puzzles in these tubes, these little test tubes or something like. It's a science project. I found that at Goodwill. And then my brother loves A Christmas Story. And the weird thing is, I know I've seen that movie. I know I've seen parts of that movie. I would bet you that I've seen every single scene in that movie, but never in sequence, because it was one of those movies that my brother would watch it every Christmas. It would be on. They would have the marathon on. That was like 24 hours. 24 hours of A Christmas Story, and he would be the one that was watching it. I never really watched it. I would catch little glimpses here and there. And I know like the tongue scene or whatever, and then oh, shoot your eye out, kid. I know the scenes and stuff. Like, oh fudge. Like, I know every single scene in that movie, but I don't know if I've ever actually sat down and watched it in sequence. And so I need to sit down sometime and actually watch it, from beginning to end, not like little pieces at a time, over the course of 24 hours. But my brother loves that movie, A Christmas Story, and so I found this game. This is like brand new. I found this at Goodwill, and so that's gonna be like one of his gifts, or like my sister-in-law loves it too, so it's kind of like their gift too. And then here's another game, another Christmas Story game, another brand new game. This was at Goodwill, and so it was brand new. And then this book right here, it's one of those kind that have the little buttons over here that you can push, and it plays quotes from the movie, and it's like the storybook. And when I got it at Goodwill, it didn't work, and so I was thinking, it has like these things in the back you can pull out. It's a really cool book, but it didn't work. And so I thought, before I give this to my brother, I need to make sure that it works. So I got some of those little tiny batteries when I bought all this Wednesday stuff on Amazon. And when they came, I put them in there, and it works. And so this is going to be a really cool gift for my brother. And then I got this mug. I bought a bag of mugs at Goodwill, and just for the one that I showed in another video, the one that is like has kitties on it and some balls of yarn. It was in that bag of all those mugs, and like when I was looking at it, I was thinking, this is like a weird looking mug. Like I didn't really know what the hell it was. I thought, like, what a weird looking mug. I didn't really know what this was. And so when I was going through that bag when I got it home, I looked at the bottom of the cup, and it's a Christmas Story logo, and I was thinking, oh, it's the leg of the lamp, and then this is the lampshade. And so it was like a bonus gift, because I had already gotten all the Christmas Story stuff from my brother and sister-in-law, and so this was like a bonus gift. I didn't even realize that it would be in that bag, and so it's just a really cool A Christmas Story mug. This funny thing, and so that's gonna be an extra. So that's gonna be like a bonus gift for my brother. Oh, and then there's this thing. This is for my brother. It's just like a grill and serve 3-bag. Oh, I think I talked about it in another video. We found this at one of those those bin stores I've talked about, where they get like these big pallets of stuff in, and then they just like throw everything in these big bins, and you dig through it, and there's like $3 day and $2 day and $5 day. Like this is they're in the $3 day. I don't know why the hell this is there for the $3 day, because when I got this home, I looked on Amazon. This thing is like $30 or $40. It's like these grill, because my brother, he's like a typical guy. He loves his grills and stuff, and like this is the perfect kind of these little basket things, and it has like the handle on it. You can grill stuff that would go through the grates of a normal grill, and so it's really cool. So that's gonna be like a bonus gift for my brother. This was only $3. Like, talk about a deal, but whatever. And so that's gonna be another gift for him. Let me get to my niece's stuff. So most of my niece's gifts this year are Wednesday related, or I think most of them are. But I'd gotten her the golden book of Wednesday, and so I saw that they made one about Thing, the hand, and so I bought her that. That was a really cool thing to go on her Wednesday shelf. I'm also going to expand her Wednesday shelf, which I need to do before she comes over here, because she has her Wednesday shelf, but it's just so full of stuff. It's like this little tiny shelf. I don't know which shelf I'm going to use, but I need to expand her shelf and redo it. And I do have some Wednesday stickers I need to decorate it with, and I'm going to take the lights off of the smaller one and put them on the big one. And I have this extra poster that my niece already has hanging up in her playroom, and I bought an extra one because I thought it would be kind of cool to put it in the back of the shelf, and so that's what I'm going to do with that. But I need to do that too. See, I do way too much at Christmas. That's why if you're watching this, of course by the time you watch this is like February or March. Are you hungover? From your St. Patrick's Day party? That was the stupidest thing I've ever said. But that's why, back when you were watching my videos around Christmas, I wasn't commenting like I usually do or whatever, because this is what I'm doing around Christmas time. Because Christmas is a huge deal for my family. We love Christmas so much, and so I go all out, and as much as I'm doing this Christmas, there's been Christmases where I've done way more than this. I mean, it's like excessive. I mean, like ridiculously creative, like excessive. Just like I go overboard at Christmas, and so it takes up all my time. So I'm sorry if you were like you posted comments around Christmas and you're thinking, God, why did it take you 2 weeks to respond? It's because this is what is going on right now. This chaos. And then there's this little figurine of Wednesday. I bought this on Amazon too. What pissed me off when this got here, I looked on the back and there's like an Enid that goes with it, and they can be displayed together. I'm glad that Wednesday came, but when I was looking at the listing, because I thought, like, where the hell's Enid? I didn't see Enid anywhere. If I would have, I would have gotten an Enid. It's the same listing. Like, you buy it, and then it's chosen randomly. So I randomly got a Wednesday. But now that I know that there's an Enid, I'm thinking, okay, if I want an Enid, I'm gonna have to buy that same listing on Amazon and hope that Enid comes. But if it doesn't, then I might end up with like another Wednesday. If I have to go through it and buy like 4 different listings, I might end up with like 4 Wednesdays. I hate that kind of stuff. I know, like I get it when like kids are in stores and they come up with those things where like those things in balls or those things in little boxes and like a little grab things, and it's like supposed to be a surprise. But like, if you're a collector like me, like especially online, you should be able to say, okay, I want a Wednesday and I want an Enid. You shouldn't have to buy like 8 of these just to get, just to make sure you have both of them. I hate that kind of stuff. I mean, I really do. And so, but luckily it's Wednesday. But like, I have to make sure. I have to hope that she's not gonna look on the back and say, "Oh, can I have? Did you get Enid too?" Like, that's gonna suck if she like wants Enid, because I'm not gonna buy this 15 times just to get an Enid. As much as I love her and want to give her everything, I'm not gonna buy this multiple times just to and then end up with like multiples of these. Like, I wonder how many Wednesdays have been returned because somebody just wanted to get both of them. I bet you anything that there are like thousands of these Wednesdays that have been returned just because people wanted to get both of them. It's just ridiculous. So luckily Wednesday came because that's the only one I saw, and that's the only one I wanted to get her. But now I'm thinking I would love to get that Wednesday. I mean, I would love to get that Enid because it makes the window in the back, and I don't know, but she's gonna love this anyway. So there's that. And then I got her this music box, this little jewelry box thing. I would wait a minute. Let me try to hold the little thing. It has like Wednesday on the top of it, and then let me try to hold this so it doesn't make noise. So it has like the hand, and then it spins around, and the little mirror behind it is shaped like a coffin. And then there's like Wednesday on the front here, and it's just like this adorable little music box, jewelry box thing. And so that's going to be another gift for my niece. And then I got her the Wednesday official sticker book. So there's all kinds of like stickers in here. This is really nice. A whole bunch of stickers. Over 500 stickers and posters and stuff. And then I got her the Wednesday official poster book. There's all these posters from Wednesday in here. So that's going to be really cool for her. And then I saw that they had a Wednesday license plate. And apparently this is like a replica of the license plate on Wednesday's car or her family car. And so it has like atoms, in the way like a license plate says it. And so I bought her this to like put on her Wednesday. I thought that was like a really interesting thing. And then I got her this snow globe, and this, when this came, I was so disappointed. I literally almost sent this back. I mean, it's that crappy. I mean, it really is. But hopefully my niece will like it anyway. I mean, it's a little snow globe. Like, I knew there are people that have returned this because they didn't realize how small this was. I knew exactly how small this was. I knew it was like a little 3-inch thing. I don't care how small this was. I have like where's the bag? I have tons of little snow globes that we've given my niece over the years. Like, so I knew exactly how small this was because I buy these all the time. Every single time they have these in Dollar General, I buy these little tiny. God, I keep hearing buy. I buy these. I buy. Now my train in sync. No, I buy these little tiny snow globes every single. Now I'm thinking of Heidi. See how my brain is. I'm thinking of like so many things at once. Because I loved Heidi or whatever, and there's like the scene with Heidi in the snow globe. And I was gonna say, in my mom's old cassette tapes where she was sending my dad messages when he was out to sea, you can hear me, and I was talking about like, I want a crystal. She asked my sister and I what we wanted for Christmas, and I said, well, a crystal. And what I meant was like a little snow globe because of Heidi. And but whatever. And so now where was I in this story? This scattered all over the place story. So I buy these for my niece. I buy these. God, let me calm down for a second. Okay. And get my catch my train of thought. Whatever. My train is derailed. That's why that ambulance drove by, because my train derailed like way over there. I don't know where. I can't even see it. It's so far gone. But whatever.
Okay, Daddy. We're sitting here, all 3 of us, and we're going to talk about what we want for Christmas. Now, the first thing we want for Christmas is for Daddy to come home, right?
Yay!
And we love Daddy, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, little boy and little girl, what do you want for Christmas? Let's start with the little boy first. What do you want Santa Claus to bring you for Christmas?
Crystal.
A crystal.
Yeah, get one.
A little one? What kind of crystal?
I think I know.
What kind of crystal?
Little one.
Okay, who's got one like it?
Holly.
Heidi does.
Why?
Is that all you want for Christmas?
Yeah. And that old woman broke it.
Did she break it?
It was a half.
It had a half in it? Why'd you break it?
Because she did.
She was mean, wasn't she? Well, what else do you want for Christmas?
That's that.
Just that?
And candy.
Some candy. What kind of candy?
Santa Claus candy.
Oh, he always has such good kind.
But I buy these little tiny snow globes for my niece all the time, so I knew how small this was. I didn't care about it. In fact, I actually thought it was really cool that it was going to be really small. What sucked about this is like the glitter in this. I don't know if it's depending on the weather or what, but like the glitter in this kind of settles in places, and like right now it's sort of settled on this on the upper side up right here. When it arrived, all the glitter was blocking the little coffin thing in there. And yeah, it's cool that it glows. It actually has lights and stuff. It's really cool. But what, like, even worse than the glitter, because, like, you know, the glitter, depending on how you have it sit, it'll eventually dislodge from wherever it's settled. So that, I don't really mind that. It's kind of frustrating. But what sucks is the coffin is lopsided. Like, she's, like, sort of leaning like this. And, I came up with like a funny story. Like if my niece looks at it and she's thinking, oh, it's like all tilted. What I'm going to say is, yeah, it's leaning in there, but I bet it's because she's leaning away from Enid, who's like, you know, holding out her hands like she wants a hug, and she's like, you know, I came up with like a funny story, but like that's not it's messed up, and so that really sucks. But like, it was too much of a hassle to like send it back, and like I don't have any ink in my printer right now, and I didn't want to because I don't really print off a lot of stuff. I used it all printing out coupons to Michael's and stuff. So I don't have any ink in my printer, and so to print the label, I would have to buy ink for my printer. Like if I'm going to do that, it would just be cheaper just to buy another one. But I'm just going to give her this, and hopefully she'll find it funny, that the whole story about her leaning away from Enid. I don't know, but I mean, it's adorable anyway, and it glows, and it has the Wednesday logo on it, and a little depiction of a thing or whatever, and you know, it's just like a little tiny gift that will go on her Wednesday shelf. But still, it's just not perfect. And I looked into the listing on Amazon, and there are people that, you know, were talking about how their things showed up tilted too. So I'm not the only one that got one that was messed up, but you know, it's adorable anyway. All the other stuff is a lot better than this, so it's going to overshadow, you know, the defects in this. But this is like the big gift that I think she's going to freak out over. I mean, this is all. I could not believe how nice this was. It's this Wednesday bobblehead, and like when I opened it up, I really thought it was going to be like one of those cheap plastic kind of looking bobblehead things. This is so freaking nice. I cannot believe it. Styrofoam. Oh, God. It's one of those things. Can't stand it. I do crafts and stuff with styrofoam, and it's awful. I hate styrofoam so much. It's just awful. And when it squeaks, it just drives me nuts. But anyway, this bobblehead is so. I cannot believe this. Like, I don't remember how much this was. I think this is the most expensive thing in all the Wednesday stuff. It was worth every penny. I would have all the money that I spent on all this Wednesday stuff. I would have spent on this one thing alone. It's worth. That's how much it's worth. I mean, it's so cool. It has this like styrofoam thing around her head, but it's Wednesday, like a little bobblehead, and it has the window, and this window is like, it's see-through. It's glass, or I'm sure it's like, you know, plexiglass. But this is like the nicest freaking. I cannot believe how nice this was. I mean, and her hair, and I mean, it really looks like her. I mean, there are things that, you know, that are Wednesday related that don't really look like her. they're supposed to look like her. But this, it is perfect. She's gonna freak. This is gonna be the last thing that she opens. I'm gonna save this for the end so that, you know, she'll be like just blown away at how nice this is. I just cannot believe how nice this was. So worth every penny and more of what I paid for this. But I think that's all the stuff for my niece. Get all this stuff out of the way, and then I'll talk about the stuff I got for my mom and I, and then a couple other random things. But I'll need to tell a story about all the other stuff. But let's see. So like I said, Heidi is one of our favorite Christmas movies. It's not like a traditional Christmas movie, but like Christmas is a big part of the Heidi movie, the one with Shirley Temple, and we love it so much. We literally watched it the other day because it's you know, we're in the Christmas spirit. We watched Heidi, and I just love it. And so because it's our favorite Christmas movie, I wanted to buy my mom some Heidi stuff, and I was looking on eBay, and they had some decorative plates. And these are so nice. This is one of the Heidi plates. I mean, this is just I mean, it looks exactly like her. I mean, she's just gonna freak over these Heidi plates. See how it goes on this little easel thing? And but like I said, it's weird. I mean, it's not an exaggeration. I bet I have more decorative plates in this house than actual plates that we can eat off of. I mean, if you don't count the paper plates that I buy all the time, just to, you know, save myself the frustration of having to wash dishes all the time. It's weird, and how many decorative plates I have in this house. I have, you know, these Heidi ones, and I have some Lucy ones that I'll show, and then my mom has a Beatles one, and all those Wizard of Oz plates that I have. And so, but I do have like just an excessive amount of decorative plates. It's ridiculous. But this one is like it's gorgeous, and so my mom is just gonna love this Heidi one. And this isn't even the prettiest one. As gorgeous as this is. This one is like my absolute favorite. I mean, it has just tons of depictions of her as Heidi. I mean, and the grandfather, and some of the scenes in the movie. I mean, this is just, it's gorgeous. My mom is just gonna freak because she loves Heidi. I love Heidi too. She's loved it since she was a child, and I've loved it since I was a kid too. If I'm like, you know, talking to my dad through, you know, cassette tapes, or going, oh, Crystal, whatever. And so but she loves Heidi. We both love Heidi, and so she's gonna love this. And then the other thing I got her is another Heidi thing. It's a little figurine of Heidi and her grandfather. This is so nice. I just cannot believe how nice this is. It's so nice it even came with the original box. I mean, that's like the still photo of her and her grandfather they based the figurine on. This is her and the grandmother that you know, is rolling the ball of yarn. I brought it back to yarn here at the end. No, I found a way to bring it back to yarn. No, so but this is the figurine. I mean, this is just absolutely amazing. I just cannot believe how nice this was. Like her and the grandfather, and I just can't believe it. She's just, my mom's just gonna freak. Because we just love Heidi so much, and I love it. Maybe one day they'll make one like this, and it'll be like her at Christmas, like with the Christmas tree behind her, like holding a little snow globe, like, and the snow globe being like an actual mini snow globe. That would be really cool with like the grandfather in it. I would love that. Companies. You know, it'd probably be one of those that like, oh, get your Heidi snow globe now for, you know, 4 easy payments of $39.95. No, it's gonna be like ridiculous, but I would buy it. I really would. I love Heidi, and my mom loves it too. So that's her gifts, and then my gifts that I don't know about, that I'm gonna have amnesia and forget about, of course, are Lucy related, of course. I got myself, or Santa got me this I Love Lucy scrapbook. I have one that's like this. It's like Lucy and Desi, but then when I was looking through my Lucy stuff one day a few years ago, I was thinking, I don't have that I Love Lucy scrapbook. I know that I've wanted this for years, but I never got the I Love Lucy scrapbook. I have the Lucy and Desi, which is really cool, but I don't have this one. It's one of those books that is kind of like a scrapbook, and it has all these pieces that you can, like these removable elements and stuff. And this one has, like, you know, creative things that they made as if they're like replicas from the show. Like little Ricky's birth certificates in here you can pull out, or like, you know, news articles, or this one looks like a little record, or there's all kinds of like really fun stuff in here. And so I love these kind of books. I wish they would do this with more things, because I love these, and I love Lucy. So this is a nice gift. Thanks, Mom. No. I bought it for myself, but you know what I'm saying. But it's just really cool. I've wanted this for years, so it's really cool. And I love how the logo kind of looks like it's in the TV. That's really cool. But anyways, so that's one of my gifts. And then the other one is these 3 I Love Lucy plates. Again, it's utterly ridiculous that I'm buying all these plates that, you know, I'm not even going to use for food, but whatever. there's this one that is Lucy and Ricky, and I think that was the diet episode where she lost all the weight to fit into that dress to be in the show with Ricky or whatever, and they sing that Cuban Pete song or whatever and dance to it. It's a really cool plate, and so there's that one, and I think like I've said in one of my videos that it's weird that I didn't have any Lucy plates. As many collectibles as I have, I never really had any Lucy plates, and so now I do. And then this one is really cool. So Lucy and Ricky, hugging each other and stuff. A classic still of Lucy. So I love that one. I mean, they look so much like all these. Whoever does these plates and draws all these people. I mean, they capture them so perfectly. I just can't believe how perfectly they look. It's really nice. And then this one. And this was my favorite of these that I got. These were all together. This one right here, from the operetta. I love this. And I have the Mattel doll that looks like this too. And I love her in this episode. And she was just such an amazing comedic actress. And because I think of how Hollywood is now, and all these people so obsessed with their image and getting all kinds of plastic surgery and Botox and fillers and all this stuff. But Lucy, just for a laugh, would like blacken her teeth. Or like to be the one that gets the pie in the face, or the be the one to be ugly or whatever, to be the frumpy one, or she always, just for a laugh, she would always be the one to do that. I just loved Lucy, and so this is my favorite plate of the three that I bought, because it just looks so much like her. And I love that episode. I know a lot of people don't like the operetta, but I think it's hilarious. Lily! No, I love that episode. And all the songs and stuff. The songs are ridiculous, but like it's supposed to be ridiculous. But so that's the Lucy plates that I got for myself. So I may not be the one that's surprised on Christmas, opening all these gifts, but my mom will be surprised, and I got myself something Lucy. So I'll get to live vicariously through her and her surprise, and when she sees what I got for myself. But whatever, and so she's gonna be thrilled that I bought myself something. And have like actual physical gifts. And so I guess the only other stuff is like my mom got this for somebody she knows. It's this really neat sign from Hobby Lobby that says like kitchen on it. It has these like utensils and that was stupid. I have these like black gloves on, or my gloves, like Dot would say. No, I have like these black gloves on and I do like this so you can see it. And I'm like putting it behind it, like making it even harder to see, like how stupid. But my mom bought that for one of her friends. And then she got some candy for some people, and there's somebody that she knows that loves those Laffy Taffy, the banana kind, and so I'm gonna wrap that for him. And then there's this, and there's somebody she knows that loves Reese's cups, and so she got one of those little Reese's, like make a cake in a mug. Got a couple of these like Hickory Farms things. My brain, God, I'm laughing because I'm thinking about Roseanne and that episode where they were talking about going to Hickory Farms and squeezing all the cheese logs and running. God, every freaking thing I think about it, it's like I have a TV reference. So Hickory Farms, and so she got a couple of these for some people that don't eat sweets, and so and then we got this for the neighbors, and I guess this will be the last thing I think. I can show all the ribbons and all the wrapping paper that I got. Who gives a crap? But I got this for the neighbors because our neighbors are so nice, and we've gotten presents over the years because there was this period where for some reason, I don't know if the GPS messed up or whatever at Amazon, there was this period where like almost every single Amazon package that would go to our house would go next door to theirs. I thought, like, how stupid. It has the number on it. I know they go by GPS or whatever, but still, you would think they would look at the package, and I know that they're busy or whatever, but you would think that they would look at the package and like make sure that the number on the package matches the one on the house. I thought, how stupid. There was this period where like at least 5 or 10 packages went next door to their house, and luckily they were really nice and brought it back over here. Of course, there was nothing worth stealing. If they would have opened the package, it would have been like, oh, well, this isn't even worth stealing. It's like, it's like a bunch of glittery fabric, or oh, this giant box. Let's open it up, and it's like a bunch of yarn and stuff. Luckily, they weren't thieves because they wouldn't have gotten very much. They would have been disappointed, thinking, oh, what's in this huge box? And they're like, oh, it's just like 15 skeins of yarn. What the hell? No, but they're really nice, and they're just so nice. And there was one year when we gave them a gift for Christmas and stuff, stuff. And I wrote up this card, and it said something like, we wanted to give it to them since they're, to thank them for being like sort of unofficial Amazon delivery drivers, because all the packages went over to their house practically, and then they had to deliver them over here and do Amazon's job for them. But luckily, whatever GPS glitch or whatever made them all go next door. They worked it all out, and none of the packages that we've gotten have been delivered next door since. But we've befriended them through that whole process and stuff. They're just really nice people, and so we bought them this big thing with all kinds of cheeses and meats and all that kind of stuff. And because they're always like grilling out and stuff, and I thought they probably really appreciate like a big cheese and meat platter or whatever. So we got them that. But other than that, it's just like all the stuff for my niece's stocking, like all the candies and stuff, and like they have a ton of these little snow globes, and I have a couple on my piano in there. We get them every year. They're just adorable. And then they had like a bunch of little like Christmas themed squishies and just like the typical stuff that Santa gives you to put in the stocking. And so all these kind of things like that, and all kinds of candy, like big chocolate things or like whatever. So that's what I got for my niece for her stocking. What they do is they have their own like personal Christmas at their house. My brother and sister-in-law and my niece, and then they usually come over here like on Christmas Eve or something, and open up all their gifts and stuff. I don't know what they'll do this year, or if they'll wait till the weekend, or what. But we have our Christmas tree up all year. They could come over in July, and we could have Christmas then. But no, we'll probably have it like on Christmas Eve and stuff, like we usually do. And so it's gonna be really fun. And I cannot wait to see my brother's reaction to the blanket or whatever, because he hasn't gotten a blanket from my mom for years, and so for him to get something like that special from my mom, he's just gonna love and cherish it. And I just know it. And I think my niece will love all the Wednesday stuff, and my sister-in-law will love this puzzle. She'll probably be like going through it, looking for all the little faces. And there's a couple pieces where you can see her face, or see my brother's face, or my niece's face, or my mom's face, or whatever. It's really cool. Like, you open it up and there's like puzzle pieces, and there's like, oh, there's me, and there's you. It's really cool. But she's just gonna love that puzzle. And I know my mom is just gonna freak about the Heidi stuff. And of course she's gonna love that I got myself some Lucy stuff. But I cannot wait for my brother's reaction to the blanket, and my mom's reaction to the Heidi stuff, and my sister-in-law's reaction to this, the puzzle, because it's really cool, and my niece's reaction, especially to that Wednesday thing, the bobblehead. That's the coolest freaking thing. Like after Christmas, after I go through all the effort of Christmas and everything, I am exhausted, but it's like a good feeling, like a good exhausted feeling, where you did a lot of stuff and you're tired, but it's like you feel like you made a lot of accomplishments and stuff, and hopefully that's how I'll feel after we have our wonderful Christmas or whatever. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas or holiday, or whenever you had it, a couple months ago, by the time this comes out. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, this sort of random video, but I did incorporate some crochet and yarn elements in this and stuff. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. And Merry late Christmas or whatever. God.